Hey guys. Um, Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Um, I'm still kind of in work clothes here. Oof. So, we're gonna jump right into it. We're playing more not for broadcast. Um, we're gonna. Oh, it's updating. Your updates. Gotta look at what the updates are. I mean, I should have checked before running, but I didn't think the game would update. Includes Russian dubbing. That's cool. Yeah. Yep. That's it. Hey, Angel, how's it going? Tired. That's valid. I heard you went skating. Oh, there we go. Play it. It's good. Met some new folks. Nice. Nice. Is this the most recent thing we streamed here? Hello, Ouroboros. And Lunar Roberts.
Good evening. I'm
Glad to see that people still wanna watch me play this game. Yeah. Baby.
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been.
I'm really tempted to go up a difficulty level here.
Very blunt.
Because we didn't fail any levels.
Is lying to you.
Are you gonna play the is that the pleading face version? Yeah, so as we get in here, here's the gimmick this time, because I don't want to just like do the opposite of what we did every time, right?
National Night.
What I want to do is we are playing as Hit Anne Hathaway character Ella Enchanted. So we are going to do literally whatever anyone tells us to. Bottom emoji, oh no. So yeah, whatever, if there are two conflicting things that are being told to us, we start trying to do whatever the first person says. If the second person interrupts us, we do what they say. Oh, mate, it's me, your friend, Dave.
Hi, David. I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going
That's a pretty good Dave impression, thank you.
down. Underneath that, you've got...
Since we stopped watching Fat, didn't realize our ADHD increased the difficulty level for broadcasters.
It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left...
John Paul George Ringo. Susan Sue Suzanne, racist old poster worker.
Using the numbered
The
buttons...
chief chef.
Bottom left. Don't worry. I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it
These
up.
are very funny.
Now, have a look to your left.
Posh Thomas and Peeping Tom.
These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front
Two
end.
boys in a trench coat, Angry Peter.
That we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, okay, they're over so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
My Salad Weekly.
Right, the tapes are loaded and we're all ready for...
Obviously, we're doing Alan
That's
James.
great. Any second now, we should
Foreshadow.
be getting a signal through from the studio. Stay on your toes, mate. It's election night, so all eyes are on this room. We do not want to get fired. When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me come out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds.
Why?
How I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going in 5, 4.
They're cute.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay,
Moving on
we're
up.
all good.
The election
Next
win
is going to
that
be the
Oxford
throw to
said
the
just
news
couldn't
titles
happen.
on screen 2.
Hopeful or
There'll be a
hostile.
countdown, but I'll
Controversy
count you in
as
as
global
well.
mega
Just relax,
corporation
mate. It's all gravy.
buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market.
The flowered market.
Sports fans everywhere celebrate.
Yeah, I miss Jeremy too.
Hams leaves. Wins sports.
Dude, Jeremy is the best character.
A spoonful of sugar.
They're all great characters, but you know.
With movie star Lawrence
Except for your brother, your sibling-in-law, Chris.
And
Chris sucks.
we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party
7,
say on their
6,
historic victory.
5,
That's all
4,
we have
3,
3,
National
2,
News.
1.
Lovely, mate.
Ron Swanson voice. I know more than you.
Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Jeremy, not Crazy Neil. Crazy Neil is a very good character. I find it interesting how they almost immediately changed this intro.
Here it comes.
I guess when they add Megan.
Screen 1. Now, lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
I gotcha.
Accuse him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate
Whoa.
to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary
I will say this is faster.
Now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3,
That's all coming
2,
up.
1, advert.
1 minute
Perfect.
back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What's worrying?
Rank is running late.
sporting legend Johnny Hamsey. I'm
Personally, I
not
wouldn't try
bad,
to
but
confuse him with
you
any
are.
big words.
That's the
Don't
same
worry,
policy we
ladies.
use with
Now you
you.
can
I
have
thought that
me,
was our little
Johnny
secret.
Hamsey,
It's alright,
right
he
there
doesn't
in
remember
your
anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Wicked. We made it to the first.
A plus.
Great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Oh yeah.
Quiet in the
Does it come back to Jeremy?
so much. 10 seconds, everybody.
I think it comes back to Jeremy. Yeah, and then we go over to Megan,
5, 4, 3.
right?
Welcome back
Yeah.
to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance, But first
Get
off,
ready to go to
cultural
Megan on
reporter
screen
Megan
4.
Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to the
go to
Shotbox
Blunderclatch
films.
on screen
I'm
3
very
when she
excited to be
says his
joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to
the
2 for the wide now.
I already did, buddy.
I say having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a
Lovely.
wonderful chap,
Now back
he
to
really
Thunder
is.
Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man.
Rockman.
That was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
Oh, that is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And
I
often
think I'm doing pretty good so far.
that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well.
Megan's reactions.
Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around
they've
the
swapped
country.
the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Perfect.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. Interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes,
Who do you think I am?
by dragging right.
You think
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Yep.
Nolans mustn't think of Carol.
Jubbly, mate.
Dr. Lance T.
Think of Carol.
Change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time push upwards. Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Yep.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this!
Yep.
The virus. The sterility. This formula.
I think Audrey did some really good streams of this, to be honest.
Bloody perfect, mate.
There we go.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
An ad, right? 2, 1.
Right, I guess I better explain how to
Good
deal
enough.
with bleeping out swear words. As you've
Already did it.
the broadcast screen here is
A
about
plus.
behind the master
Fucking
screen
killing it.
here. When someone says a naughty word
Nobody does tutorial better than me.
like this, 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard for
Crazy Neil.
it can
We're taking Neil Stocks this time, by the way.
do things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you've got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's
Oh.
set it now.
This is a
As you turn it up, you'll
Yeah.
getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
steal and a deal. We got those shares. You want crazy? We got
The
crazy.
thing is, that doesn't work for later shit, though, when they're having you censor, like, government shit. You don't know what you got censored, inherently.
That's too late. You can use the number.
Also, I'm censoring everything the game tells you, like that last
We've had worse.
segment where it just goes like back and forth, like advance, disrupt. Oh fuck!
We can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
Shall I
Get ready to
start?
bleep.
Go for it, Pat.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying, southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well.
Been on that
When the
short bit
country
long.
is suffering, you need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
Yeah, I'm remembering the 10-second rule, Dave.
Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And
Public school?
today, we revoked your passports.
Yikes! I forgot they immediately revoked rich people's passports. It's fucking funny.
Fine. But first, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring
So in
individuals
the first playthrough, this is where we started watching No Clues this early in the game, yeah.
to health and education, to raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions, but you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite.
Yeah, eat the
To
rich.
you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Awesome.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully...
You don't have to apologize, that's his fault.
If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
Ooh, really complicated one there.
Itself in
A squish and a back and forth.
this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, that's what you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate.
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying?
Smashing these interference bits, thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
You're not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
When the programme's finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page.
Oh, I'm getting more info, baby.
It's an optional step when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You got a graph there showing you what the audience did.
Breathtakingly good at it.
Of course, you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here, never once. Right, this is the important page.
Okay, get into Broadcast University.
How much wealth you have overall.
Broadcast poor.
Shows you the
Generous bonus.
main advertisers, but you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
Was I like a janitor before this?
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there,
How well the government's doing. This is public perception.
thinks of you. In other words,
And this one's me.
boss thinks. Alright, mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
Sure, load tape of the future.
Before we join Megan and the team for the nightly show, there's just time.
Right. Click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go. And when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Perfect. I really like that this person is gender neutral too, you know? Even though they're clearly a lesbian. You arrive home, team wants to know you. You open it up. Alex Winston, Sam Winston, Charles Winston, Susie Winston. Question 1, upon starting a new job, you would be productive and get to work immediately. Yes, sir. A colleague has confided in you that they're taking home confidential information. Now it has gone missing. Report it. The entire department was fired for consistent underperformance. Your boss put things in their... Yeah, blah, 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 blah. stay late. Company barbecue. I've been practicing with my coworkers. Is this a kiss-ass route? This is I will do whatever anyone tells me to do route. Which is a little bit of the kiss-ass route. Is this the Randall from Recess version? Oh no. Spare time, you... encourage and support your children. Holiday getaway. Romantic. For the stuff we've already read, I'm just gonna skim it. I'm sorry. It's a lot of dialogue. Save. Sign your name. Ah. So it's late, everyone's gone to bed. And your sibling-in-law, Chris, is here with the suitcase. You let him in, they take a deep breath. Sorry for bursting in so late, but I need a favor. No problem, what's going on? Have you seen all this crazy advanced stuff? The Assets and Wealth Act, they're calling it. Taking people's hard-earned money to fund the lazy. It's bullshit. You've never seen Chris get this agitated. Blah, blah, blah. That's awful. How can I help? You're always the well-off one in the family. They're gonna take everything. I need a favor. I need to borrow your passport. My passport? Why? They've taken mine in half the bloody countries, but people say you and I always look similar. I need to leave before it's too late. Please, Alex. Okay, it's upstairs in the safe. Let me go get it. Climb the stairs to your bedroom. Careful not to wake Sam, who is cocooned in the duvet as usual. That's me. You open the wardrobe, unlock the safe, and retrieve the passport. A sleepy voice breaks the silence. Alex, what's going on? Nothing, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Go back to sleep. So sorry. Also, brutally honest. That's what we're doing. Chris is downstairs. They're leaving the country and they need my passport to do it. Sam sits bolt upright, all thoughts of sleep gone. What? They're leaving the country? Are things that bad? Apparently, but they'll be fine if they can leave. Chris can take my passport and get out. The worry lines on Sam's forehead seem to relax. Thank you. We have to look out for family, and if I know my little Chrissy, it's probably all one big overreaction. I like how you can back out at any point here. Exactly. Just let me take this downstairs, and then I'll be up to bed. You close the safe and head back downstairs to find Chris at the table fidgeting. They jump up as soon as you re-enter the kitchen. So, have you got it? I go out and I hand it out to him. Nope. Yes, here. Good luck with everything. Ooh, an achievement. You can't see it, but I got an achievement. It's called Family Loyalties. For the first time, Chris smiles. It's infectious. Thanks, I really appreciate this. I'll get back in touch once I'm safely out of the country. Chris takes the passport and, breathing a sigh of relief, grabs the nigh-on fluorescent suitcase and heads out into the night. You head to bed, hoping you can pry some of the duvet away from Sam without waking them. Cute. Character I'm playing is funny, thank you. The Fallout New Vegas. Oh yeah, well, it's me, Chris. Oh, Dave. Whatever. Let me have control.
Let's get set up and get on with it, eh? So I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4.
Shut up.
Right, let's load the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it.
Oh, obviously we're playing Mr. Snugglehugs. Smells like love, baby. Raising you. And Alan James, coming soon to a medium-sized hall near... No, wait. We gotta play the advanced
You
go-getters.
can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again.
Yeah, that thing.
It's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These two
The
buttons,
Cockney really makes it.
you can see they now
I'm
have,
so sorry to any bits in chat.
and they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here.
What's pig game? I don't know what pig game you're referring to.
It's really simple. This little
Oh.
book here will count down the
An elegant skin cream with a porky little twist. Jus de cochon?
In that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you
Or
show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
And
my
we're off.
sister's kid.
Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the
Mr. Fuckletubs.
Get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that Miss
They do. It sparks.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical freethinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23,
I'm just kind of choosing the opposites here.
female CEO in history. Sophia Remington's appointment is a risk for the giant mega corporation. Sophia, as our regular viewers will be aware, has always been a wild child and has been romantically linked to several movie stars and sports personalities. In her first
Like Johnny Hamsleeves?
this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Svalsborg-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology,
What's with his hair here? It's so terrible.
the imposing central cavern,
He looks better in other episodes.
many were surprised that the two scientists, who've shared a fractious rivalry for many years, decided to undertake this expedition in
Enemies to lovers?
However,
Slow burn?
the two have released a joint statement in which they opine geniuses don't have to like each other to achieve remarkable results.
That's true.
Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much.
His hair is always kind of terrible, but definitely in different ways.
And grievous bodily charm. With advanced
Love these puns.
position on crime, how afraid
Yeah, sure.
should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right time for Advance's new approach? All that, a mega move with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Perfect. Oh. Oh, you definitely shouldn't look at the sensor window because then you'd have to take your eyes off the screen. Anyway, here's some interference. Perfect.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds.
Oh, it looks better here now. I guess they brushed it.
A leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching...
Helen was right about the ignorant and sterile parts, yeah.
...that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a
nice camera change
to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
They're turning the friggin' frogs gay.
See these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan.
Really? Wow.
What does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
Perfect.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by?
Oh, I hit B instead of A.
I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Run out of things to dress up, and you want your house to
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Then we got the ornaments for you. You want something like...
Christ, I'm absolutely fucking flying, I tell you.
A? Come on.
Fuck it, I don't care.
Where's my plus?
Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later, bye.
I've said I've got a word in, that's all I can do.
Oh, it's the Titwank Tony one, okay.
If that sticks, I'll just...
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second
Perfect.
we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Greg?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with
Just wanted to reset that 10 seconds.
It must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg?
We need more support from ministers. Helen, what are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need
Helen.
to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I am sure we all
Oh,
hope
Lord.
for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in...
Oh yeah, Jeremy did say, I totally understand about, I have to tell my husband I'm leaving him.
Talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the vlogs?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Can't you go back in your gift?
You know it's Wednesday.
Use it to make a change, Bob.
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people
Darling,
of this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Clive, we simply won't do. Naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said get back in your gift. No! Naughty! You beast, Clive!
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal. No,
Did he get out a whip?
everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally...
Oh no, it's like a bike lock.
It's time to get to the heart of the...
This is fine to air, apparently.
Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swan. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Tell us what it's like in prison, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Hey! Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Hey! Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony! Way! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Am I censoring tit or wank?
I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. There's Big Chris,
Oi, oi.
Little Chris,
Oi, oi.
and Vampire Chris.
We stand Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep.
One sec, love. Chipmunk Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Open!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this?
Open! You are joking. Chrissy Freebollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas. I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
For the little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No
here, Tony.
fucking way. Let's believe that.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me?
Why is it going down?
We've lost our train of thought there a little.
That's the shot you should be looking at.
I've managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Ah, I got an achievement for airing the Mr. Snugglehugs ad.
Quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you're any in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't know, you won't get punished for it.
Human-like voice.
Stay in the groove. Also, one last tip: when the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
I hope your mommy and daddy don't die in a fire. That would be bad.
Oh, Mr. Snugglehugs, you're so silly. 10 seconds, everybody. Mr. Snugglehugs.
Oh, did they always tell me that?
3.
Welcome's Black, I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one.
You don't gotta be like that, Charlotte.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So,
Tammy Crafts, is that you?
In the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew...
Oh, Greg.
Right,
Jeff Algebra, that's it.
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle believed
I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
and teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
I should have gone out on all of us.
Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run...
The crypto Twitch ad, I'm sorry.
That's it, that way.
Oh, 3, there we go.
So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure
get
I'll
hype.
take another day at this school. Another day of tears.
Tears.
Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary. Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Ah, shit.
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father.
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my
Really
favourite
important.
subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with two gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all three of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Whoops, wrong camera angle. Oh, yeah.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up.
Ah, wrong one.
Take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up.
This must have been so fun to film.
Was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum and for dinner he had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go.
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
Oh, the echo on it.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now.
Make a different choice.
Listen to that inner.
Oh, the ratings, they love it.
Yes! Oh!
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant!
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
To help.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
He has a 15-inch cock.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
I have a theater degree and this is so familiar to me. Yeah. Leaving my partner for Gary the Fist.
Even better.
The paraplegic line is top tier messed up and never fails to get a laugh from us.
Has never been so rewarding. With the go-getters.
Should we do the telethon? It's in the main menu. Maybe we'll end with that today or something. Ooh. Worrying debt. People are favorable of advance. Making fluttering eyes at Gary the Fist. Life's pretty hard on the council estate. Is a council estate like the British equivalent of like the projects? Is that an okay term to say? Subsidized housing projects. Oh. Council estates, public housing, yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't think we ever got this before. You get to the theater slightly early and Sam's already there, waiting, dressed to the nines. You smile widely as you join hands and take your seats in the private box. You can certainly get used to this. The tickets arrived on your doormat on Monday with a typed thank you from Chris. You'll get a passport back soon enough. Oh, this is instead of seeing Alan James. The show isn't to your usual taste. A pretentious opera in a language you know for a fact that Chris doesn't speak either. Still, complimentary drinks sure go down smooth. Clink. The show finally ends. How many bows do these people need? You stand in line to get your coats, and Sam has you in creases with a hilarious impression of the conductor, arms flailing wildly. The couple in front of you are talking about the relocation of people who wouldn't pay their new tax bills. It sounds awful. Sam smiles gratefully at you as you both think of Chris. Safe and sound with all their money. When you get home, you're still laughing as Sam heads upstairs to shower before bed. You notice your 14-year-old son isn't home. There's a note on the kitchen table in his almost illegible scrawl. It says he's at a friend's house. You trust Charlie. He'll be home soon. It's one night. He's got to start taking responsibility for his own decisions sometime. What's the worst that could happen? He gets nuked? That will never happen in a democracy. Call from school. Your family answering machine crackles into life. Who would be calling you while you and your spouse were at work? Good afternoon. This is a message for the Winston family. It's Mrs. Smith. Miss Smith calling in regard to your son Charles. The tinny old woman goes on. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it, but he wasn't in school today and we hadn't heard from you that he would be absent. I'd like to remind you that we do all require all absences to be authorized in advance or in exceptional circumstances for parents to ring first thing in the morning. Please see fit to it that it doesn't happen again. Thank you. Goodbye. Someone has some explaining to do with this itchin' guitar line. Oh man, I could listen to that all day. Or for like, 5 minutes. 42, nice. A gentle reminder. You're leafing through a pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause, recognizing the teal advance logo on the envelope. You tear it open. Deal rinse and residence. This is your second reminder letter regarding the Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Please submit your passports to the nearest government office as soon as possible. Oh, in order to register for the scheme, Chris, you motherfucker. You cannot receive your share of the national debt rebate without submitting these documents. You knew there would be consequences, but it doesn't make it any easier. We work as a team, we are rewarded as a team. Forwards together, Julie Salisbury and Peter Clement. Chris is safe, that's all that matters, you hope. Chris, you motherfucker, making us poorer somehow. Chris sucks in every timeline. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker with while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the table now at your dad's place. Was Chris a millionaire? Chris was well off. Why did they have to flee? So that he wouldn't get all his money taken and redistributed. And by he, I mean they. Across from you is Chris's empty seat, probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think. You catch Sam's eye, who breaks into a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food has had to be stretched a little thinner this year, but no one seems to notice. Christmas really can be a wonderful time for you. You look around the room at your family. You make a toast. You stand and raise your glass. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There are murmurs of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Your daughter Susie seizes the opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me? You raise a questioning eyebrow. I'm not going to like this, am I? You joke. You know me and my friends are planning to go on traveling this year, Susie begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with the money. You laugh. Chris has no canon gender, but they're on some cis-man shit, yeah. I knew it, I'm a mind reader. You chuckle as your 19-year-old daughter rolls her eyes. You wish you could say yes without worrying, but now that your mother has had to move in, things aren't quite as simple as anymore. Just how much are we talking here? Only a few hundred, she mumbles as she pushes a stray pea around her plate. It takes a great effort for you not to spit your mulled wine across the table onto your elderly mother. I know it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects, but trains are expensive. This is a great opportunity for her, and I did already say she could go. You're right, we'll make it work somehow. Yes, sir. Happy holidays is the achievement we got, and we're currently at what is money. Susie's grin stretches from ear to ear. You mean it? That's so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The mood soars as Sam puts a paper hat on your head and Charlie takes pleasure in reading everyone's god-awful cracker jokes. The room is filled with voices and laughter. Looking around at your grinning family, your mother whispers, "Your father would be so pleased." You dab your eye with a napkin. You feel very lucky. That's sweet. A long weekend. Why is the zip on the stamp case never closed? It's your anniversary. You go away for the weekend, you're not made of money. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some nice peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. The answering machine is blinking on the hall table. Good evening, Alice. This is Mr. Bozeman. I'm calling to inform you that you will be required to work this weekend. Your heart sinks. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tensions between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the story first. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turns to annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs, brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab the car keys from the dish and start to load your bags into the back. Apologize profusely to your spouse, but you really should go into work. Bozeman's temper is legendary. Yes, sir. You sigh heavily. You're going to go, aren't you? The voice behind you makes you whip around. You nod simply. I get it, your family has always been your priority, but sometimes work has to come first. You should go. Sam pulls you close and holds you tight. A wave of gratitude washes over you. Wow, I thought that would go over a lot worse. You unpack in disappointed silence. Please stop playing zipper sounds. A permission slip? Your son, Charlie, hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the Advanced Go-Getters today. Forwards. Together. This doesn't sound like the youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts the form into your hand. So I can walk there straight from school, and Ben's sister can drop us home after. So you won't have to do anything. You sign the permission slip for your son to join the Advanced Go-Getters. Your son is thrilled. It's heartwarming to see him so passionate about becoming an active part of the community. This can only be a good thing. Profitable partnership. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the posts sorted into piles as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is the usual rubbish, but a letter, advanced logo, stocks. Don't remember this. Obviously we're going with Neil's Deals Limited. It's always a steal from Crazy Neil. Alright. So obviously we're gonna be playing the line Neil. Teenage Rebellion. You step out of your old car in silence. Sam slams the door and you wince. When the door won't come off its hinges, police officer asks you to wait. Eventually, your daughter comes out. She's a good kid. Keep her away from that boy. Shake her hand. The officer lowers her voice. Keep her away from that boy. I don't think she'll be fine. Who's Susie hanging out with? Why is she acting out? Neither of you are going to sleep tonight. Sorry for anyone who hasn't seen this yet. We have a full playthrough up on our YouTube where we have taken everything incredibly seriously. I'm not taking things seriously here. I'm just, you know, doing whatever everyone tells me to. It's pretty serious. The Tempest. Wow, we're at the storm already. Pushover route, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here.
Yeah, shut up, boss man.
Powering up and getting the adverts loaded. I thought I should tell you that we've had one of those public
check your prostate.
from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it.
Transition.
You'll have a free choice for the other two, so read through
Choice of screws.
but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right. That's
Yes, sir.
great show. Total hip. My God, that weather looks nasty.
Oh, how's it going with Steve?
Why are all men such pricks?
That one, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his faith.
No.
Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
Jeremy's edgy, I love him.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5.
The loading screen, the left hand seems to be...
Good evening.
There we
I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings.
In an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record...
The left hand seems to be controlled by the index finger, the right hand controlled by the thumb, which is the most cursed and uncomfortable seeming marionette control. You'd want the hands by the index, frame, legs by pinky and thumb, and head and shoulders in the middle finger.
Embittered doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensborg and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options to end the growing tensions.
Since splitting into 2 opposing camps on day 4 of the expedition, relationships between the factions and their leaders have only worsened.
Dr. Wong's team have successfully prototyped what they're calling shanks of deterrence, While Doctors Forsborg and Horgensvoord claims to have fashioned a
I
deadly
love how easily they say that name.
certainly
Forsborg and Horgensvoord.
tubes, Jeremy.
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
It might seem amusing to us, but clearly
We don't get this interview this time.
our society is not adjusting well to the new future.
Oh, because we get the Snuggle Hugs one.
Not every citizen is thriving under advance.
Fallen angel, notorious addict Johnny Hamsleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days.
Is this a fight?
With public concern over his mental and physical health.
Let's send him to rehab. Megan is hot, yeah.
The team at the Gentle Touches Rehabilitation Centre can help Johnny get back to his former glory. Johnny's family have asked for privacy during this difficult time. We'll have reporters at the clinic around the clock, so you don't miss a thing.
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports?
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking
Tunnel through the earth. Wait, what is this one?
adventurous sea
Junior Employment Opportunity Scheme?
dark alley.
Oops.
Level of success.
These are both completely different.
Junior Employment Opportunity Scheme
Holy shit.
increase employment but also productivity. But critics are speaking out against what they're calling child labour. The scheme is being marketed under the slogan, lots of little hands to make lots of little things.
God.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannett coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Perfect. Interference. I think 3 is the safe camera to start in on.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the
Sports board, yeah.
Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
I'm guessing we'll get some interference or something.
At all, after what you lot did.
How are we supposed to know?
I mean, whose idea was
We got a note saying,
Your fault.
is this safe?
See, Megan.
And
Still a few-
Jeremy at the beginning was talking
I'll tread
with Jenny
Timmy.
about
Hello?
how
Can you see me?
she said her sister says her Mr. Snugglehugs tends to get really hot,
She's going to ask you a few questions.
and it seems kind of dangerous.
To remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy, can you tell us what happened to you? You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
I was so
With hoof?
excited. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he came in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
Bloody cat had a death wish.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his real action eyes and said, "You're my very best friend. But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can't be, for just $89.99. and then it's the general error. 41.
And is that when he burst into flames?
Look, careful.
And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Oh my god.
When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there, staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
Too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed as he burned.
Thinking of the Infernal Eye.
Traumatic.
What's that a reference to?
All right, that's quite enough of you two coming in here with your camera trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've
normal
had your questions,
again?
and now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
How?
Mr. Tadlock!
Your poster, your favourite poster, Timmy, are you okay?
So there you have it, Megan. Just one of the many victims of an indescribable tragedy that has shaken our nation.
I'm bleeding, am I not?
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Rimington in the coming...
Of Telltale Heart.
How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new Advance mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in this set of stringent checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board.
Yeah.
Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Neil.
Bed and crazy cushion Easter extravaganza. We're going to give you crazy bed prices. You want just a mattress. We're going to ship them. They're water damaged. And we don't mean a little light drizzle. We mean soaking. They're taking up space. This has got the crazy.
Sports Board.
We're getting reports in that naked protesters might try
Segment grade A.
by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make
Oh no, the fleshy bits.
It's 6 p.m.
April now.
No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Crazy Neil this Easter. Don't be lazy. Let's get crazy.
I kind of want to see a fanny on the news.
You want to sleep on your lawn? We've got flower beds. We have even got shrubbery. You want to...
Being told to pay close attention to Sports Board.
We've got
Oh, that's right, you weren't out last time.
sleeping bags. You could sleep it upside down with just your feet out. We got beds you can sleep on your front back. You got piles. We got hundreds for miles.
It was just keep it as
Michelangelo spent all his time on back paint because he couldn't afford a bed. And we say we're
That's
going
right,
to come
fine.
down on
Jenny,
prices
there's something
so
wrong with the
hard.
auto cue.
10 seconds.
It's just got to drip again. If they're not fixed this.
Want to see us fry? Good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan, you join me live here for the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part.
Apparently they had to film this through like 8 times.
Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
D-Robe.
Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to striker for shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad, if you ask me.
Was there contact? Don't know why you complained. To Harris.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends.
Of ends.
Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, double. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. I apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow because it's quite an eyesore. And women's body, yeah. All right. So back into round 2 now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie striker.
No, this is TV.
No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that a fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move. Back to striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastery in display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, I've always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington's Fist.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protest.
I forgot about the halftime show.
We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite a dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket has been knocked over. I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Poses. Ball boy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket.
Nice job.
Call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you.
Not bad. Well, that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris.
I like how
and it dribbled down.
Everyone is gay.
Really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps. And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact, a caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh.
Tiny Bell was an excellent play, yeah. You really got to admire that sportsmanship.
What was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like...
Oh, Lord.
I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, there's sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much I can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. Okay, nonsense is going on here. Yes,
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away.
Can be.
Bloody wasters, absolute wasters. Oh, jog on!
This is the mime round.
The mime round.
Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round.
Tuesday.
Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from 2 absolute juggernauts of the sport.
Hold.
She's got this.
The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me.
Oh.
She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From Striker.
Illegal spit.
But she's in it to win it.
Harris's ball.
On it, like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he has any potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's trying to... And the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic... There we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is... everyone!
Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship.
Well played.
I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children.
I want to play it so bad. Yeah.
Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively.
Oh.
And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all that's left to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there at an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
I forgot to add our emotes.
Everything okay?
I gotta do that tonight.
They're just trying to kill us now.
Because we actually got our emotes finished.
You're unshockable.
Including a
I'm wearing you down.
Claudia ACAB one.
Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge.
Come on.
Might be a bit dangerous. Now I know you're tough and you can take the odd shot.
I wonder who made them, yeah.
Broadcast. Too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions.
So
Boostman
sorry
out.
about all these buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple C.
We'll look into it.
Minister, it's so good.
Oh, that actually makes sense why he has that line, because he was like a carpenter, DIY person.
Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks.
This is the incredible genius, amazing poggers alpha artist. It's going to be Solve Diaz in chat.
Is your seat damp?
10 seconds.
Credit artist. What name do you officially want to be credited as here?
3.
Oh,
I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, first
Oh no, my fucking keyboard on. Wait, hang on.
the capital. Should we be
Motherfucker.
No,
You gotta use the mouse like a fucking caveman.
Fatal paint allergy, anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
Seriously, how do I... Oh!
People who've yet to benefit from
Come on.
the advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to...
I can't fucking do it! Oh my god.
Angry about and how we can help.
There we go. I found it.
Is all
Yeah, I know. I would like to...
may yet turn out to be some alternative arts projects.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to you about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being told about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, in fact. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Yeah, just taking me out? What
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful.
Also, do you guys want to be credited as safety pins, art-wise?
Oh, sorry, yes, it's chemical.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital.
Oh, Twitch?
My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said,
Oh, motherfucker.
I don't ever want to...
Safety pins for now, okay. Yeah, safety pins did our emotes.
3 days later, he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away, and he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't, or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
This man phone back has just given me an electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it fried my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
No, yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got something. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
that the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a raw shell face, fucker! That one was massive! Right, no, this bastard's coming off!
Sorry, that the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... Oh, that grandmother with a rusty
It's going. Okay, hang on.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they...
Yeah, we already played that.
You really do move at a breathless pace.
Good lord.
I believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
Thank you so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board final. We'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're dead.
Do you suffer from
So they just...
The same thing.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I stopped the leak.
We're not going to talk about that last one. My keyboard came unplugged. That's not my fault. Yikes. Full wages. And we're broke ass poor again. Good. And our Neil's shares are up. Time for the best part. Yeah, the lockdown one. So, the thing that you get at the end where Megan, gave us Parable last time, there are, 8 of those that you can get depending on the choices that you've made. I've seen one of them where, she actually sings, a little song. I'm interested to know what we get based on the pushover choices that we've made so far.
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex,
Not the best, but thanks.
look at the broadcast screen. Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it, now. Look left, Alex.
Does it say actor Lawrence Blunderclatch reminds you? See, stay indoors? Something?
Little bastards. You're going to need a full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged, then release it to zap the little buttons. Excellent, Alex. We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you were napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great.
Obviously, we're playing the employee training video.
For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex, keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
We'll be going live to the National Night.
Remembering the evil Furbies now, yeah.
There's
Here,
no
look.
credibility, Jenny. No professionalism. It's not a mess. Everything is where it should be. It's ramshackle.
See, his hair looks handsome here. Do the choices within the lockdown sequence impact the rest of the game? I don't think.
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear.
Oh, she's wrong. Except for maybe that kind of receding hairline bit there.
I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
5, 4, 3.
Good evening.
Motherfucker.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefucked? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehugs toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we had so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
Honestly, I think this one's funnier.
Blunt weapons. The Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy individuals. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions like fatal bruise syndrome.
Going stir crazy? With no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country...
God, remember when it was only 31 days?
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behaviour in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
In response to a nationwide...
It's nice to know that he's into model planes.
...by the Mrs. Snugglehugs to construct their vast hives, many of the nation's adults have turned to a more childish solution, or at least that's their excuse.
Locked and loaded, Shin Calligraphy Johnny Handsleeves seems to be taking his own unique approach to being locked in.
Since checking into rehab, not much has been heard from the former role model, but this latest photo leaked by another resident today seems to confirm that all might not be well at Gentle Touches.
It seems that paranoia may have overtaken the residents of the infamous rehab clinic, which this morning declared itself an independent state, claiming it had more than enough sponges to last till next Christmas.
All the commercial tapes are very surreal. Oh,
In
good.
their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen
45 years.
Unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborgen brood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborgen Wongen's the most likely to survive a massive electric shock.
This is Time Svorsborgen Wonka's photo of the new Roman army. The enemy have a new weapon. Small, furry. It skitters on the walls of the caves at night and whispers things none of us can understand. Words from the told up with the day-nighters. How do we get these cursed creatures who no one seems to know what they have already? And they are relentless. We can only guess their sea creatures or enemies have trained them to tell land. But if they're indeed things of nature, then why do their eyes flash red? Big level autopsies, you will never see the like. The undersea world is a dangerous place. Especially if you have an astigmatism. It's really hard to find replacement glasses during a war in a cave.
It's hard to believe
That would be me.
so long now.
But everyone knows time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why baths take so long.
And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bath,
The quicker the relativistic forces of temporal causality will have a measurable effect upon the fixed dimensional parameters of your environment.
Yes, I've said that many times.
Papers, please. With
Oh, fun.
ever more rigorously enforced, having a passport is becoming increasingly important, Alex.
The government caused controversy today.
In our other playthrough, didn't they say don't starve for that one?
Punishment for those found guilty of this brand new but incredibly serious crime.
In what's being called a draconian measure, the government
Is that
has
a,
reinstated
is that a piss stunk?
trial.
Oh.
Just like in the old days, if you float, you're executed on the spot. But if you sink, well, you'll go well with profiteroles, Jeremy.
Or profiteroles.
Speaks out, with the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world. Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked
I
us
saw that. Oh, wait. That's a different one, though.
and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really
We gotta go with Peter.
Certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Ladies and gentlemen, team members, friends, I have some excellent news. After weeks of working in my garage, I've finally completed my latest DIY.
Ooh, la-di-da, garage.
Fucking job!
Oh, what do you call it, Claudia?
And then
Tahoe.
a dozen of the pink little bastards at a range of up to 50 yards. I've got it mounted on the guttery, and it's already taken out a small clutch of them that were worrying the hens. Sadly, the coop was also lost in the subsequent fire, but me and Mrs. C are unharmed and I confidently expect to remain so. Oh, and while I think about it, if the milkman or the postman are watching it, it's probably best if you leave any deliveries at the end of the drive. For now, I've still got a few kinks to work out. Though if that gardener who upset Mrs. C by gesturing suggestively with a particularly explicit artichoke wants to have a go on the window boxes, he's welcome to have a try. So there we are. Good news, eh? And even if the rest of you are roundly buggered, me and Mrs. C are safe. And that's got to be a comfort to us all, eh?
Ridiculous stuff.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be probing heartthrob reporter Patrick Bannon.
Ooh, probe him, baby.
Dive into some controversial opinions with two familiar faces.
And then, in our third segment, and presumably because our editor is also working from home, there's going to be a bloody quiz.
I can't wait.
Don't do that.
And in a moment, Jeremy Grumpelson and I will be asking controversial CEO Sophia Remington where it all went wrong.
And psychic scientist Dr. Delia Lywell will be joining us, presumably to provide a bit of false hope.
Maybe she'll tell you how you're going to die, Jeremy.
Too late. I'm certain it happened months ago.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
Perfect. I love how they insert the snuggle hugs in there.
First tonight, how do we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her villa on the island of San Palmerino is CEO and socialite Sophia Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I am loving your hairdo, babe.
And from her crystal healing laboratory in what I assume is a garage in Lower Uppington, Doctor, it says here, Delia Lywell.
Thank you for inviting us on your show.
Us?
Don't. Miss Remington, your toys are rampaging across the developed world. Your company is worth less than my...
Wow, you don't get the answer to that.
country's president recently called you a national...
So she's just plural on this one.
Taking your eye off the ball.
Oh, honey, you're so cute when you're angry. The thing with you folks over there is you have an island mentality. You can't see the bigger picture.
So what is the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is lithium batteries. Our toys have been running for upwards of 7
I think we got this because we said that she was like a playgirl.
Imagine what that means for the future.
It means we don't know when the hell this lockdown's going to end, doesn't it? You don't seriously believe Remington's fist can survive this?
Lithium batteries are gonna change everything, tiny ogre. They're gonna power our new transport system, make technology portable. Hell, they might even take us into space.
But how can you make them with everyone at home?
Oh, don't you worry about it.
Child labor?
Thanks to the work of thousands of tiny
Yeah.
they're already pouring off the production line.
Dude, this game.
Remington's fist.
But surely you have no future.
Excuse me, hello, yes, if we might. This is our area of expertise.
What, multinational economics?
The future, Mr. Donaldson, to which we are all connected.
Yeah, okay, I'll bite. Why not? There's really nothing better to do. So, what does your scientific process tell you about the future of Sophia Remington, Doctor?
We see her on a balcony.
Mhm.
Foreign soil, but not a foreign land. An age will pass.
Fascinating.
Wasn't it just?
Delia, you are amazing.
Ooh.
I have to fly you out here to the island to do that for my guests. They're gonna love you.
Unfortunately, all flights are grounded because of your tiny, deadly stowaways.
Not all flights, honey. Dee, call me. And you, Maggie. The more the merrier.
Ooh.
Bring your swimwear.
Miss Remington, you seem completely ignorant to the seriousness of the situation. Do you take any responsibility at all for the global crisis?
Careful! It's a trap.
It's not a trap. Why are you helping her?
She seems fun.
You bet your ass I'm fun.
Please answer my
question. Ship it?
Listen, are lithium batteries the most incredible invention the world has ever seen?
Yes.
Probably yes. But, in fact, who am I kidding? It is definitely...
This interview is like completely new to me. This slaps.
Sadly, no. One day, all the Mrs. Snugglehugs will just stop. It'll be like a miracle. And then we can all go back to the grand tradition of buying products again. Because I really don't mind telling you this, it is really hitting our bottom line. Except for some. We seem to be selling an assload of them.
Dr. Lywell, do you
Oh,
have
I
an
get it.
indication of when or how this might end?
Well, it's not an exact science.
Not even a real one.
But our senses tell us that there will come a day when there will be clouds in the sky, the grass will be rich and verdant, and the birds will sing at dawn.
Everyone rolls their R's so well.
When we walk forth again.
I find that strangely comforting.
That could literally be any day.
Well, let's hope it's soon.
Clouds, grass, and birds. That's literally every day.
Let's hope it's not too soon. I'm kind of hoping we can make it to the 100 days. It sounds good on a commercial. Besides, if it lifts now, the children will have to go back to working normal hours.
Well, let us ask the eminent professors for 100 then.
No, let's not, eh?
I'll drink to that. Stay strong and party on.
Sophia Rimington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be reaching out around the country to see what's really happening.
This is first ad break, right?
Don't go away. We'll be back after these sandwiches.
Well, she's a Hindenburg-sized fuck-up.
I gotta know this.
A social level.
I wouldn't want to be on her.
Crazy meals, crazy pre-Christmas, extra exciting festive Yuletide Easter extravaganza.
This is another chapter from Crazy Neil's Wit Wisdom, and I'm reaching out through the lens of this camera to say, buddy, if you're listening...
What was the grade we got? I didn't say. It's Dave.
I've decided to come home. Listen, I'll call you back at the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back. Cheers, Alex. See you, mate.
More of a hunch look, and that wasn't popular. I used to have a vent for... rather, because I trained a dog to talk. You
Oh.
get down on all fours and yap like a dog for only $22.99. This is a deal with meal appeal. As the astronaut once said to me, I had a mission.
You must know, I'm not stupid.
Sometimes you're the alien and sometimes you're the cow.
Hey, no, Jenny. You're not backing out on me now.
Hey, dudes, get off my watch. They wanted to increase recruitment for nuns. Nuns with bombs, nuns with guns, nuns with sons. That one didn't go down so much because apparently they're not supposed to have sons.
Yeah.
Crazy Bob here to
Okay,
make
coming
your
back.
life.
Crazy Bob.
Namaste.
3. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation from some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James's Kites, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international policy convention, and we had a
They've timed these out so well.
night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, people are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Reich, is now available in paperback.
Unbelievable.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed and, frankly,
Deal with Neil
it would be a
Deal.
miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
There you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. Shh. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys?
I have heard that.
That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit.
Well, then I must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and
Hi,
that
Claudia. I hope you're enjoying playing this game. Well, thank you. I am enjoying it.
lies.
I hope you're enjoying watching.
That Alan's claims that Mrs. Snugglehugs might be dangerous after all.
I suppose I guess I'm agreeing with him.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your support. A lot of folks are saying this Mrs. Snugglehug situation...
Jeremy with the sandwich.
But it won't.
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
To repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences like art, cake, and healthcare. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborns, or at a push, a beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual, hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health.
Past few years.
Can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of Fish People are amassing an army amassing an army to kidnap
That's you. That's what you sound like.
But
Me.
I
Me.
the
Me.
the
Me.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
I got loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
Very sad.
Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
Well, I'm telling.
Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status
Oh, God.
the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure
Loving the Katie and Alan dynamic, yeah.
contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick Bannon. Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello, I'm here. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. And my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting to...
What's around the corner?
...promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
Oh, that's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. The network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
Uncomfy that they show Patrick pre-transition joke. Yeah. Yeah, though I have to admit, it's very brave of him to both keep his name and be a he-him lesbian.
Themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
Mm-hmm. And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
He'll be going to a transition center.
I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? Oh, God. I'm just looking for a sign. There it is. I'm on Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue?
Yep.
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh, yeah, that's strange. That's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon. Alright, fine, I'm not on Bannon Avenue, I'm at home, to be honest. Alright, fine. Well, I mean, I'm in my bathroom, technically, but, you know, I couldn't face it, to be honest, mate. It's, you know, it's terrible out there. I don't want to go outside. They're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
Can you hear that sound? What the hell's that?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, it does. Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, bollocks, right.
Don't swear.
Tiny fists.
What news show have you seen with swearing in it?
Ready to bash in the heads of lying little roving reporters.
No, you're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, just piss off, you little fucking snuggle fucks! I'm too talented to die! Oh, what the fucking hell? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off. What do you see, Patrick?
Such a good design.
Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing that
Still good.
and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be happy to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this. You're damn right. Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
Good morning, this is Bozeman. Welcome to part 1 of the
Dave here. I'm running into a few problems getting back.
Whoops.
Looks like you've got one loose in the studio. Whack it on the head if it gives you any trouble. It's pretty bad here too, mate. They've got on board. Captain's down. Worse, chef's down and we're out of rum. Not sure I'm going to make it to sobriety or dry land. If I had a missus,
Oh.
you'd tell her that I love her, but to be honest, I'm kind
Oh, perfect. Oh.
still, at least I'm outdoors.
Plan ahead. People are going to start panic buying. Key products to consider are those that begin with the letters R, D, and H. Items that are mauve. Work on you. Maybe you'd do better if you lived under the sea, like a fish. Take up a hobby. Why not repeatedly tidy your flat? Put on 15 pounds or gaze at the ceiling and cry. Make sure to avoid
Self-aware consumer product.
at all costs.
Consumer product.
Is dangerous and will kill and or maim and or annoy you. Don't worry though. Look. Ah, they're so lovely. Look at their little faces. And finally, during this time, you may find yourself accidentally locked down with colleagues, third-tier friends, radishes, or distant relatives. So here's a handy list of excuses for avoiding contact with them. I'm sorry, I've become a gas. I have actually
I'm
several
not.
children.
Oh,
I'm not going to.
I'm supposed to be officiating my dog's
I
wedding.
don't have to.
I've recently converted to a new religion.
No,
and
you're...
There was this time that
I will add them
I'm
when I
not.
return from my time with the
I'm
bird.
not.
on on a weird whim, I decided to start tweeting celebrities
What?
and asking them if they would come to our cat's birthday party. I don't know why.
Isolation isn't easy.
It's weird.
Finally tonight, we have something a bit different for you.
Weird time in my life. Hey.
Some people, but it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense. Other, more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win and who will National Nightly lose.
National Nightly, National Nightly.
National Nightly News.
So, how do we play?
Sounds like a Susan move.
It's all about playing. It's
I know.
Tommy Harris.
Kind of absurd. It
Hello, Tommy.
sounds like me.
All right, Johnny. It's good to see ya.
And, how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that actually. Yeah.
This section is so fucking long. They need to trim this by like
During that time, so
2 minutes.
That's my fault. So,
At
why don't you
least.
tell us how the game is played.
well, it's
Archer's birthday sounds like a blast. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask
Why good Archer's birthday?
3 questions about what else yours truly.
Get the fuck out of here.
Are gonna get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Stop it.
Thank you.
It's nice to know I'm not in any actual danger, they're just an annoyance. Like that. Bastards.
What is that?
It's my athletic support, Jeremy.
Oh.
But I've signed it, so...
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once-in-a-lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line.
Jimmy.
How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy. And can I just say, both of you.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us about yourself, Angie.
Well, what can I say? My name is Angie.
Love the caption name jokes, yeah.
Has been. I'm a human woman, and my dental hygiene has been described as acceptable.
Very good for the British.
Right, well, shall we get this shambles underway?
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So...
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August.
Train's crashing, Daniel. Good luck, babe. Have fun.
That is
Love you, babe.
correct.
Have a nice sleep.
2. What? I said,
Love you.
What is my favourite colour?
Crushed.
Sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed by snuggle hugs and shit right now.
And finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable. That is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How did you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single question right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you for being here, Sonia.
Oh, there you are, Tommy. Mwah.
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Fucking asshole.
Tell us about yourself, yeah?
Fuck.
Oh, well, if you must play this game. I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefburn, Samuel Coffee Cup, and Jodie Carpetburn.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they
Oh.
closed the theatres, shut.
Vision mixing. I was considering swapping it to like here, to the numpad. I might.
The studios and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow, that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work from home. You
Oh, Jeff.
down.
And who's this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way!
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We got time, we got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. That's all right, don't worry.
Hey, I'd love to show you some of my stuff. I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you know their children, do they?
So fucking hard.
I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Jeremy?
Fuck.
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids love?
Timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers?
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to address the things that kids need
Juggle.
to know, but through a medium that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about...
I'll probably switch back to controls after this level.
I see. Does he have a broken...
Yes, he's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Yes, right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear, because all of the other bears don't think that it'll amount to much. And
Ratings are through the roof, though.
Lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise, old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need to do, Mr. Bear, says the octopus.
This is chaos, but you're doing great. Thank you.
Armed gesture or something.
Y'all should see me. I got my hands all over the keyboard. I'm flipping back and forth with the mouse.
Forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow. You really have taken yourself to new depths. And what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck, shit, fuck.
What?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Just fuck shit, fuck.
All right, Jamboree.
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Okay.
All the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end... We end on a big musical number. Oh, there's dancing. It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, do you know, I might be able to... Hang on, can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I? Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming. Or wanted. At all. I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to... endure.
Where's the button on this fucking... Ah.
Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow. They're always in good moods. But that's
Goodbye, Jeremy.
we don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Please do not applaud, I'm a massive fraud. Shacked up with the agent while the wife thinks I'm abroad.
You said you were done.
Oh, I say that to
We got a different one.
Sometimes when I'm tipsy, me and Angela still have fun. Mr. Bear, I don't even care. Sonia takes it up the bum and shaves her pubic hair. Mr. Bear,
That's an overshare. That was for your birthday and you're never going back there.
Mr. Bear, I'm in disrepair. Didn't check my prostate, now it started sprouting there.
Mr. Bear, I have private health care, 90 pairs of shoes and 30 different types of cookware.
Mr. Bear, I feel laissez-faire. Maybe when the lockdown lifts, I'll hit on the au pair.
Mr. Bear, I don't mean to swear, but I'll give a fucking nickel for a lock of Johnny's hair.
Mr. Bear, what a lovely chair. Mr. Bear, you've got the news caught up in your hair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? Mr. Bear, Mr. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a hat entirely made of avocado pear. Mr. Bear, what's that over there?
Why is this one so fucking surreal?
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the sound a mushroom makes opening a deck chair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That is a suit for a fly. That is a goat in a tie. That is a dream when you fry.
Oh, that's us. Oh, Devil Megan.
Well, I'm sure we'll all still be singing that tomorrow morning. That's it from us for tonight.
We got Angel one last time.
Thanks to all our guests. I look forward to seeing them all again. Eventually.
Listen.
But before we go, Alex, I wondered if I might have a word.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I've had my eye on you, friend, and I gotta say I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
Oh.
You keep letting me down.
In what way?
Playing it safe. Making dull, boring choices. Failing to assert yourself. No one likes a pushover, Alex.
Called me out.
And frankly, chum, you're acting like a bit of a wimp. Alex, will you give away your passport so my super rich sibling can abandon us all? Sure. Here it is. Can I have the money we need for food so I can go around the continent on a jolly? Sure, Susie. We can always eat your grandma when we run out of food. Wouldn't it have felt better to take charge? Aren't you tempted to just lay down the law? You know what's hot, Alex? Other than me.
You're damn right, and you should say it.
Confidence. Power. Control. We're all drawn to it, like rats to the piper. Don't you care where your son goes at night? You will when you find out. Look, far be it from me to try and lead you down the dark pathway, although sort of is my whole raison d'etre. But imagine, just for a moment, that none of this was real.
She's very self-aware too. That's even more hot than her other appearance.
Where you could just
Ending
do it
appearance.
all over again if it all went wrong. Imagine if Sam and Charlie and Susie were just characters.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Pushover route confirmed.
Think of all the fun you could have. Just being bad, you know. For the hell of it.
Mm.
My name's Megan Wolf. Have an evil night.
God, you're so fucking hot. I'm sorry not to be a complete pig. But...
Go, Smogo. Okay, can you get Bozeman on the phone? Babe, I don't care if this is a dream, a bad trip, or a shock-induced coma. I did not sign up to be dressed like a slag, doshing out wristies for a 20.
Alright, I'm a professional news anchor, not a fucking bogan. It's bad enough that he makes me do that unconvincing accent the whole time. I mean, look at this. My skirt's so short you can see my jute. Alex. Why don't you wake up? You fucking perv.
Wake up, Alex! Alex!
How dare you? I mean, you know. Not undeserved. That's gonna be the last one for the night. Hey! Somehow killed it. Exceedingly poor edit, but I still got an A on everything. Fuck off. Doesn't matter because it was a dream day. And we save and quit. It did get meta. It does get meta. Yeah.
Good evening.
That's fun. I like that.
I'm Jeremy Dawes.
Hell yeah.
Headlines tonight.
Alright, that's it for tonight. Devil Morgan. Anyway, I hope that you're all well. I hope you have a good night. It's about midnight here, so I'm gonna go to bed. We got work tomorrow. See ya. What's it that Jeremy says?
Blunt question.
Have a peaceful night.